How's it going, everyone? I'm Virtually Chris, and today we're going to go over the demo experience of PlayStation VR. This past weekend, I went to Newington, New Hampshire's Best Buy, along with my friend, to try out the PlayStation VR. First, we tried out Eve Valkyrie so we could get a direct comparison from how that game operates on PSVR versus how it operates on Rift and Vive. And then we tried out the PlayStation Worlds Into the Deep demo, which is kind of like the Blue for Vive. Now first I'm going to go over how it operates and the comfort and design behind this headset. It has a very nice design, I think it looks really good, and I really do like the innovative screen in and out function. It has a button on the bottom of the headset, and it lets you adjust the screen in and out without having to twist dials like you have to do on the Vive or anything like that. So I think that's a really nice addition for those who have glasses. You can actually just move the screen out and put your glasses in like that. So it has a link box that upscales the frame rate from 60 to 120 and sends out an undistorted image to the TV. It's actually very similar to the Vive in terms of how the cables work. It has a headphone breakout box that is close to the unit so you can adjust volume and mute and things like that. It's probably one of the most comfortable headsets out there. It might actually be a little bit more comfortable than the Rift. Now let's talk about tracking. The head tracking itself was very good and kept up with you looking around the world. It felt like it was running at a high enough frame rate that it didn't lag at all. However, that changes a lot when you try the positional tracking, when you try to lean or stand up. There's a slight delay in that, maybe like 0.2 seconds, but it is a little bit jarring and could potentially cause motion sickness, I bet. But overall, it's not too bad for a completely RGB-based tracking solution. I saw the controller tracking before the demo person brought me into the deep, so it actually seemed pretty accurate. It seemed like it was one-to-one, but it was a bit jittery, and obviously you can't turn your controller completely over on itself because then it won't be seen by the camera. And I wish I could have tried the PlayStation Move controllers with this, but he said that I couldn't play the game because it was rated M or something. You can at GameStop, but not Best Buy, so keep that in mind if you want to try out a PlayStation VR demo with the PlayStation Move controllers. This brings up a point, which is that PlayStation VR isn't for 360-degree tracking, because you only have one camera, so if you have controllers and you want to turn all the way around, the controllers will be blocked by your own body, and it looks like you can only have one camera, so there's no way to really change that. But there definitely is enough space to stand up and walk around a bit. And as long as the camera can see you and the controllers, it tracks decently well. Now in terms of lenses, I actually think these are the best VR lenses I've ever seen. They had a very nice sweet spot. I didn't see any chromatic aberration, and there was no God rays. And it actually feels like there's a higher field of view than Vive. I know officially it's apparently lower, but it totally feels like a higher field of view. And really it felt like the most immersive headset in terms of how these lenses work. Now let's talk about this display, and honestly it blew me away. It's only a 1920 by 1080 display, but because it uses 3 subpixels per pixel, it actually has more subpixels than the Rift or Vive. There's very little screen door effect, and yeah, the pixel fill density feels even smaller than the Rift or Vive. So honestly, this screen is incredible, and it's only 1080p, it really is amazing. Now let's talk about the graphics, and this is where things start to go downhill fast. You can tell that there's a lower target resolution, at least in games like Eve Valkyrie. Yeah, you can really see those like bigger pixels even though the screen has more pixels than is being displayed in the game. This is similar to how, you know, the Gear VR works, where it only has like an 1000 by 1000 render target. So it's something like that. It's definitely not running at the full resolution that it could. And honestly, the texture quality becomes terrible when you go close to objects. Like in Eve Valkyrie, I was going close to the spaceship, and oh my gosh, it was like feet upon feet of blurry mess. So obviously this is where the PlayStation 4 starts to show that it can't really handle this VR headset too well. And I think there's a really good comparison just to kind of put into perspective how different the PlayStation VR is compared to a gaming PC. So on the Vive, there's a game called The Blue, and it can have so many freaking jellyfish out there at once. There's like thousands of jellyfish, right? And then this game, Into the Deep, by PlayStation, only has like, I don't know, 20 jellyfish around. And there you can noticeably see the geometry in the jellyfish, whereas on the Vive, you can't. So That's a really good comparison to kind of show off the rendering capabilities of PlayStation VR versus a gaming computer. To conclude, the headset is ahead of its time for console VR. It really is, and I really wish I could use it on a gaming PC. But that being said, maybe a mod will come out in the future that lets you do that, and if so, I'd probably use this headset over the Rift or Vive. And considering it's only $400, it definitely is a steal. That being said, thank you so much for watching this first impressions of PlayStation VR. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye!